Okay, this is gonna be a fun one. Hi, I'm Greg.
Hi, I'm John.
We're gonna watch Lili Reinhart from Riverdale,
Hey.
revealing speech about body image. Glamour Woman of the Year 2018. This is a top reward tier request from Anissa Oliva. She basically said that she wants the video to do some of the talking. This is one of her favorite videos about women's insecurities, about their bodies in general and on social media. I just want to know for guys if this goes through your mind as much as it does for girls. 100% tell you absolutely it does.
All the same anxiety.
I mean, it's not this. I
Verbatim.
don't think it's on the same level as what women must go through, but
definitely is.
100%.
It's even harder
have
for us.
issues. Yeah.
It's harder for us than it is.
John, you're being insensitive.
I'm being absolutely 100% not sarcastic.
We exist in a world today where everything can be faked or fixed. Noses can be changed, and stomachs can be tightened, and cellulite can be lasered away, apparently.
It's great.
Because that's what we're told to do, which is alter ourselves in order to be beautiful. For the past year, I've been quietly trying to navigate my fluctuating weight, and I've faced criticism in the past for talking about my body image. People told me that I didn't have the right to talk about being self-conscious about my body because I was skinny. And I understand how it seems inappropriate for someone who is average size to talk about problems with weight gain. But my point is, I didn't think anything was wrong with my body until I was in an industry that rewards and praises people for having a smaller waist than I will ever have. And it felt unfair to think that I would never have an industry perfect body just because I wasn't genetically built a certain way. I was exposed to young women smaller than I was telling me that they needed to lose weight. So I became hyper aware of my changing body. I could see the difference in my shape in photos and wondered if anyone else was noticing. I felt this strange, constant struggle of having to live up to the expectation of the appearance that I had already established to the world. So I found myself examining my body constantly in the mirror. Sometimes thinking, okay, like I was being too hard on myself, everything's fine, I'm still the same size, and then I'd go back and look in the mirror a couple hours later and my stomach looked completely different. So I was thinking, was my reflection lying to me? How could my body look so different over the course of one day? And why do I feel like I need to apologize to the world for my ever-changing self? I didn't want the world to think that I was catfishing them with my appearance or making myself out to be a certain size and shape when clearly my body was changing. So I told myself, if I can see this change, then other people can too. Reflections don't lie.
I get that.
Or do they? And is that body dysmorphia, or is this the normal part of being a woman that no one really talks about? I think about when I have kids in the future, and will my daughter be self-conscious about gaining weight? Will she feel the need to explain her body or justify it to anyone as it changes? Will she feel the same need that I do now to apologize to her peers and say, oh, my body doesn't usually look like this, or I'm just a little heavier than usual right now?
Oh, man.
Because how ridiculous is it that we even think about explaining the nature of our bodies to other people? But it's because we don't want them to judge us. Because judgment and criticism have always existed. It's just that now everyone can be a critic and share it publicly without hesitation at the push of a button. I used to look at all the magazine covers near the checkout line at the grocery store when I was younger, and sometimes the cover would show a celebrity with the headline, here's what she really looks like. And I wanted to see, obviously. I wanted to see what was underneath, and I wanted to see the flaws. Everyone wants to see the flaws of another person because we want to see glimpses of our own insecurities
Imagine
From
being a
young
woman
age,
on the
we are
internet.
unknowingly
No.
being trained by magazines, marketing, and all forms of media into thinking that having cellulite or not wearing makeup is worthy of being publicly shamed. So there is no way in hell that as young women digesting this media, we weren't all going to try and hide those parts of ourselves from then on.
All right.
We aren't born with these insecurities. We are told to be insecure about certain things.
Yeah.
We are conditioned to feel ashamed or embarrassed about certain parts of ourselves. The world is not going to reform tomorrow. We can't rely on those who profit from our perceived flaws to change their ways. There is no easy fix to the ideas of women that have existed for hundreds of years. So that leaves us with one option, which is changing it ourselves. Showing what's real with no filter and certainly with no shame. You are helping the movement of strong, modern women when you show the parts of yourself that we have been forever told to hide.
Yeah.
So as a first step, I encourage you to find a healthy balance between expressing the natural, vulnerable side of yourself with the glamorous, contoured side. As much as I like to share photos from shoots and red carpets, I think it's much more important to show what I look like the other 99% of the time. Some days I feel strong and confident, and other times I'm sucked into the rabbit hole of awful comments where strangers are criticizing parts of myself that I wasn't even aware of.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
how do I let every day be one of those victorious days where I feel invincible? I don't know. I don't have the perfect solution, but I have discovered some things that do help me have those better days. I started to purge myself of content that made me feel less beautiful on a daily basis. I unfollowed the
Does help.
accounts on Instagram that made me question the shape and curves in my own body. I also started living a more active lifestyle because I wanted to feel healthy on the inside, which required some thoughtful effort on my part. But I wanted to know that I was healthy and strong without having identical measurements to those other women that I was seeing. Remind yourself that this perfect world you see online in magazines or movies and TV are presented to you through so many different filters. So do not set impossible goals of meeting those fake standards. It's unrealistic to think that your body or my body will ever look like anyone else's. That's not the way it's supposed to be. We are all imperfectly beautiful, so let's embrace that and practice that in a healthy way. There is a massive worldwide community of women who are rooting for beauty to be recognized in every shape and color that we come in. I mean, events like this Glamour Summit are a part of that movement. So embracing your natural beauty does not exclude anyone. There is no fine print. You can be naturally beautiful with acne or scars, cellulite or curves. So let's celebrate each other and ourselves as we are, as we will be, and as we were meant to be. Unique, imperfect, beautiful, and so incredibly powerful.
That's great.
Thank you.
It was, yeah.
I'm gonna watch Riverdale now.
Yep. That's
She was
one big
promoting
ad
it,
for
right?
Riverdale. Yeah, she was there to promote the show, and they were like, "Hey, everyone's sexy on Riverdale. Come on down."
I was really impressed with her speech, and I was impressed with the connection she was even making with the camera. And I saw the teleprompters in the background that had this. I was like,
Yeah. No,
so this
no,
whole speech is irrelevant now. It's irrelevant now.
It's fake news.
Fake news. I can't speak for women. All right.
I can.
I can't. I can definitely take the direction of what Anissa was asking about from the guy's perspective and speak on this. And I've said it countless times. I'll bring this up again. One time I was being interviewed for something and I was asked a question I've never been asked before, which was who has it hardest on the internet? And it was the quickest answer I've ever had, which was just women. I can't imagine what it's like to be a woman online. The standard of what society generally expects for a woman and the harsh, unfair criticism that comes. I can empathize in so many ways. I can relate in so many ways, but I can never truly understand. With that being said, though, I was nodding my head because I'm like, I might not be a woman, but I definitely go through all that.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I do. And definitely not to the extreme because let's face it, in society, guys can get away with a lot more than women can. You can be like a really overweight guy, but carry yourself a certain way. You just get away with it, you know? Whereas usually a woman who is like overweight lends itself for some reason to be criticized a lot more. I've been told that I probably have body dysmorphia. Everything down to like my hair, the way I just generally look. I always feel like generally feel like I have this like unattractive appearance. YouTube did not necessarily help out with any of that. You know, when this channel was first growing a lot, I was a lot more overweight. People were not shy to point that out, you know? And as a guy, you could do things to embrace that, you know, like taking off your shirt becomes funny now, you know, like embracing that quality. But truth be told, I was very much insecure and still am pretty insecure about my weight. Before filming, I've been drinking this Rein, which has made me bloated. So I found myself like naturally trying not to let my stomach stick out because I feel like uncomfortable about my belly. We have a mirror right over here that I try not to look at when we're filming because every time I look over, my eyes immediately just go to my stomach.
They go to your self-conscious areas.
I have like crazy wild curly hair. I feel like 99% of the time no one can really tell what looks different about it. The only people who can understand the difficulties of having curly hair are people with curly hair. Right? I always get into long conversations about the struggles of curly hair, and most people will be like, oh yeah, their hair looks the same to me, but truthfully, like to me, it looks completely different every single day.
It's like a fingerprint.
Yeah, it does.
No two the same.
It really does. But every day, I'm very self-conscious about my hair. Even if I have a shaved head, I feel like that I look at the shape of my head. That's why I used to go by the Ryan Wright personality.
Greg Alpa, surprisingly a lot like Ryan Wright, actually.
Don't ever mention Ryan Wright in here again!
Because it was just like overcompensating
Shield.
satire ego. When really that wasn't how I felt at all. Don't know what it's like being a woman, so I can't say that I 100% get it. But speaking from a guy's perspective, I'll admit to it because I honestly think a lot of guys deal with it and a lot of guys just don't talk about it. Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's the same kind of position for me as I can't say that it's the same because I know it's not the same, but there are...
Shut up, John. Look at you. You and your beautiful long hair and your natural skinniness.
It wasn't always...
Screw you,
my
John.
natural skinniness.
Screw you. Darn, I did it. I just did it.
That's right. That's right. Thank you for that. I think there are shades of this that we all experience, and the thing is, the reason I definitely believe that women have probably just a more multifaceted view on this and probably a more intense experience with it. The paradigm that we grow up in, I feel like everybody is incentivized to look good. Everybody can be made to feel self-conscious from a very young age about their body for various reasons. I mean, like if you're chubby, I think kids are just going to find you and start making fun of you, but there are other things too that you see. You know, we see images in movies and stuff or magazines of like the perfect body, and then we all have that perfect in mind that we feel like we need to get to. And so much of that is arbitrary, and so much of it is just somebody's taste or the way advertising or whatever the force is has shaped, you know, our social society. And for women and for girls especially, I feel like you grow up being looked at and judged for your appearance by more people from a younger age for much more time. And there's also just a good amount of poor behavior that goes unchecked and unnoticed some of the time. And so yeah, I think all those things coming together create a uniquely different experience of body dysmorphia, body image for men and women. But yeah, in the general, I mean, yeah, I was sitting here relating heavily to what she's saying because I've long, you know, had my body image issues. I mean, you know, when I was a kid, people would make fun of me for being fat all the time. So like I grew up with that, and that's led me different places. I mean, I'm doing better now, but it's affected the way I eat. It's affected the way I look at my body. It's affected the way I exercise.
It's affected the way I socialize.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to forget about, you know, especially especially, yeah, if you're out in a social situation and you don't feel right about your body today, that can change the whole tone that your mind is, you know, communicating through.
I don't know if it's just like my own algorithm in life or whatever I attracted. I feel like usually a big topic of conversation seems like everywhere since I was a little kid has been losing weight.
Yes.
You know, lose weight has been such a focus. And I honestly didn't realize how much maybe images I've seen on television or movies. And I started noticing it with social media, especially. The general body types that certain women aspire to for like, oh, that's the perfect body. I feel like for guys, generally, it's to get cut. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, have like every
Six
freaking muscle in the world, yeah.
And then it's just about what size muscles do you want?
Yeah. No, seriously, yeah, that seems to be the conversation. That's why I think the embrace of dad bod has been a great thing for a lot of dudes. Yeah.
Yay. There's less sexual components for men than there are for women.
The thing with like my stomach is especially, this is like I'll get bloated in my face and I'll get bloated in my stomach and I feel like I have like major bloating issues. But then something was brought up to me, the topic of cortisol in your stomach and how that can bloat you up and cause you to retain even like more water weight. So it's like this idea that whenever I get a little stressed about being a little bloated, I get bloated more because I'm stressed about being bloated. So I have the thing too where she was talking about of when you explain, like if I'm not feeling like on top of my weight, I'll constantly say something because I feel like someone's looking at my body to explain away, like, oh, I'm bloated right now because I'm trying to diffuse a bomb of judgment or something when all I'm doing is drawing attention to it. And another thing I've been very guilty of, the lines are too overweight or too unhealthily skinny. Most people I meet usually have the issue not of being too skinny, but of feeling overweight and wanting to lose weight and being jealous of those people who are really skinny. So I tend to fall into that camp of the people who are jealous of the skinny. I'm guilty of what she's talking about right here, of someone usually complaining about, I just keep eating and I can't seem to gain any weight. And my mind goes to, you. Like, yeah, that's where my mind goes to. It's
genetic lottery winner, eh?
Like, oh gosh, yeah, I'd rather have that problem. Like, I do tend to go there. It's kind of a subconscious reaction I have. I don't say that to the person, you know.
I think it's
but the thought does come into my mind of that. I've lacked empathy on understanding what that struggle must be like. So that's something that I should definitely apply more. I don't know if I just put myself in a Liam Neeson situation by saying that. Admitting I've had a thought in the past.
A crowbar to find a skinny person with fast metabolism. But
well, we live in a weird culture now where if you admit to a past thought, even though your whole point is to be like, it's not cool to think this way. Suddenly you're judged.
Yeah. It's weird to bring up a faux pas that you've corrected already, because either way, it's new to everyone else.
Yeah.
I think it also speaks to the part of us that we always envy the problems we don't have. We would always trade our problems. I feel like maybe somebody who has that skinny metabolism, can't gain weight, would probably go, well, if I was overweight, I could just work out and, you know, I would have control, whereas, you know, you don't feel as trapped in this situation. I'm sure somebody struggling with the opposite feels similarly trapped for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know?
From my guy perspective, I've never really been like most dudes in the sense of, I feel like, you know, just getting to know a woman, no matter what size or shape she is, I can find that person attractive just getting to know them. You know what I mean? And
it's magical, right?
Yeah.
Personalities,
so,
intellect.
Generally speaking, my girlfriend, I prefer without makeup.
Yeah, man. There are a lot of ways to be beautiful.
Total lie. She's just listening through the door right now.
We gotta keep our brownie points going. Yeah, just worked back up to on good terms.
She might watch this video.
So if you're looking for the perfect body, just, you know, model it after Greg's girlfriend.
She's got a great body. She's been on top of it, man. Waking up at like 4 in the morning on the weekdays and going to the gym. I don't know how she does it.
Wow.
I'm waking up when she's leaving to go to work. She's been on top of it.
That's gotta be fascinating, because like you're a pretty early riser, so to have somebody even earlier than you is fascinating to me.
She's got a great ass.
Thanks, man.
Not you. Her.
Oh, I know.
Her.
I know.
If you ever meet my girlfriend, check out her butt. Now I'm like, is she listening?
Yeah. You have no reason to suspect, but since you brought the idea up, who knows? Sound carries.
This was great. This links to the Real Rejects because she's on TV. All right, we did it.
Well, there's some episodes of Riverdale on our Patreon.
It's not irrelevant. All right, Anissa, thank you so much. You rock. Appreciate you being vulnerable with us and asking us a personal question. We have gotten personal.
It's nice to get real sometimes.
Yeah, R-E-A-L.
Oh ho!
Anissa's going to Vegas next week.
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
She's gonna have a great time.
So money.
Don't
Oh,
we?
you're gonna make it rain on some stripper.
Hey, John, I'm trying to watch yellow dollar bill signs. You can't just
You
put
gotta
a
make it
bleep
rain
on that
on
word.
some dancers. There you go.
YouTube isn't why you're talking about real things.
Okay, then just find one of those guys who clicks the cards at you. You'll
All
know
right.
what to do.
Subscribe, click bells. We'll see you guys later. And girls.